So maybe we can say safely that the way it works, or the way it has worked so far, is that the media plays a big part into it, and then they pick up things out of random, out of context. They project it, and then there is scaremongering going on. Politicians jump into it, famous people, activists, organizations, they all jump into it, and they play with people's mind, creating fear out of nothing. Well, I can't say out of nothing, because obviously no smoke without fire, as we say. But it's hyped up. It's really inflated, making a mountain out of a molehill kind of a thing, which is done. And then politicians also, for their own gains, they play right into the hands of those people who want to create that sort of atmosphere. So we're right to understand that the same thing happened also in Holland, as you explained, yes?
Yeah, true. And but also that's important to know, because in Europe there is already a very anti-Islamic sentiment without terrorist attacks and stuff like that because of the past. And a lot of people don't know that. But for example, the Ottoman Empire was a very powerful empire, of course, the last caliphate. And the eastern of Europe, of course, those countries used to belong to the Turkish Empire, like Hungary, Romania, Greece, and countries like that.
Yeah, you start right from the Black Sea on the other side.
Yeah.
In fact, starts from Bulgaria. If you go to the Bulgarian coastal line, city of Varna, that's land connected almost to Turkey, and from there all the way down to the doors of Austria, probably.
Yeah. And that's in 1683, so that's a couple of hundred years ago. There was a fight, the last big fight between the Ottoman Empire, the Muslims, and the Christians in Europe. And the Christians won. And they said, well, we will never have Islam again here like that, because they won, they were our bosses, so to say, and we don't want that anymore. So, and of course that's hundreds and hundreds of years ago, but still the sentiment in Europe is very anti-Islam, partly because of history.
That's true.
And it's very
same thing. This same war that you said that the Christians won was also chanted and quoted by the racist killer in New Zealand, if you remember. He was referring to this fight at the doors of Vienna. Yeah.
And there's also a very famous website in the United States. It's called Gates of Vienna, and it's all about this battle. So it's also symbolic, and right-wing politicians, especially anti-Islamic politicians, they use symbols like that. So when you see 1683, they mean the Battle of Vienna.
Yes.
And that's important to know, because and it's even deeper, because for example, you know, the croissant, the bread that's shaped in a half moon, that's it originated from that, because the Europeans baked bread in the shape of a half moon, a crescent moon, and they said, well, we humiliate Islam and the Turks, we break it and then we eat it. So it's not that a lot of people know that, and it's not that people eat it.
It's a lot of symbolism. Yeah,
just to show you how deep the sentiment is in Europe. So right-wing politicians, especially anti-Islamic politicians, they know stuff like this. So what they do, they use it. And when something happens, a lot of people think, well, there is something different about Islam. We don't like Islam. We don't know why, but it's because of history, because of culture, because it's partly in the Christian faith, and of course terrorist attacks, media, etc. So this cocktail, this mix, this combination of all those factors makes people very scared and very angry.